Hey guys, welcome back to another Desi's devotional prayer. Back with a word from the Lord and a prayer for us all. I pray the Lord blesses you with what you need in this time together. It is the morning time and I'm feeling good, fresh, and clean and nice. The Lord has brought a word to us that is a very powerful, mighty word. He wants me to speak on faithfulness. Faithfulness, faithfulness. It's very important. He puts great importance into faithfulness because He is a faithful God and He requires us to strive to be like Him. So our faithfulness matters. If you are faithful to the Lord, you will be faithful to your spouse. That's what the Lord's telling me. I don't know who needs to hear this, but the Lord is disappointed in your faithfulness and He wants you to get better. He understands you. He has mercy and grace upon you, but He wants you to get better, to do better, to want better for yourself. He doesn't understand why you do it because your wife is so good. You just don't appreciate her. And this goes for everybody too. But I feel like the Lord is speaking to a specific person. And you know who you are. And the Lord sees what you do. You can't hide it. You can hide it from your wife. You can hide it from your kids, your children, your family, your church. But you can't hide it from the Lord. You can't hide it from the Lord. Hey, baby. I'm doing a video. I will be out in a minute, baby. Now. Where is that? I think it's dead. I don't know. There's the TV out there, baby. But I will be out in a minute to help you. I love you. I didn't lock the door. That's my bad. But back to serious. Because when we think about picking, choosing who we're going to live our life with for the rest of our lives and dedicate ourselves to, that's a very important decision. And men, you usually, things have changed, but I'm a traditional girl, traditional woman. And I believe in the man pursuing the woman. Let me get this. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Everything trying to distract. But that's an alarm. That's an alarm. That was for somebody. Wake up. Wake up. This is not play. This isn't a game. This isn't a girlfriend. This isn't a toy. These are humans with feelings and emotions, and you made a covenant between you and Christ to love her, to be faithful to her. Because when we're thinking about picking a spouse, what you want to look for is somebody that is faithful, consistently faithful, with the Lord. Because if they are consistent with the Lord, they will be consistent and faithful to you. Because they have the love of Christ in them. They have the commitment and the determination to be that person that even in the midst of hard times, because a follower of Christ, we we face hard times. We're not gonna just go through life with no struggle. So if you find a man that is faithful to studying every day, to praying every day, to seeking the Lord for all of his decisions, then you know your marriage will still go through stuff. You're not gonna escape that. But you know that when hard times come and when he feels unloved, you know he's not gonna go and seek it somewhere else in another woman. You know he will go and seek the Lord for all of the comfort that he needs, all the guidance, all the understanding, everything, all the answers he needs. And that is a comfort that we have when we're equally yoked. And that's what the Lord means by equally yoked. Somebody that is a believer like you. So seek and just really study who you want to be with. Is this a woman who acts upon her emotions all the time and only wants to bring you stress? Or is this a person who, yeah, she may have some issues with talking back or struggles to be calm sometimes and gets stressed out? But when she does, she always comes back and apologizes to you, and she's humble and she's sweet. And for the most part, she is obedient and submissive like the Lord asks her, because she respects and loves the Lord and submits to the Lord first. Does she care about your children? Because the Lord sees a woman that raises her children up in Christ, one that teaches them and installs love into them as a greater treasure than any woman that is a multimillionaire CEO of a business. He doesn't care about all these things on earth. He cares about what he put um, forth as the foundation for a family that he wants you to do. And as a woman, he wants you to raise and nurture and take care of your children. And if you're not doing that, then you are not fulfilling your purpose as a woman, as a godly, God-fearing, God-serving woman. And our job is to get out of the world. Get out of the world. Stop focusing so much on how the world can serve you and how you can serve the world, because that is our purpose as well. The world is very wicked and evil. Just like that new movie my husband was talking about, The Wicked. Why is it coming out on Thanksgiving? I don't understand that. But it's all in the devil's plan. And I see the world differently now, to where I know you can get trapped into the world very easily. And it's our job to continue to mindfully disconnect, mindfully. So you're like, okay, I've been on my phone too much. I need to take a week off and really refresh and detox your mind from everything that you're consuming. And when you are on it, get disciplined. What do I make myself watch? Let me try to narrow it down, eliminate subscribers that I know are gonna cause me to be tempted. Fellas, don't don't follow all the women that are workout women, all the people in um, um, porn stars, all the supermodels, all the what is it? Bathing suit people that always post provocative, seductive photos. Yeah, that is not in it. It's not bad to look good and to know that somebody looks good, but it's opening your environment up to temptation. You have to be smarter. Refrain from all appearance of evil, because if your wife does go onto your phone, which you guys should have access to each other's stuff and trust that you guys are not being any way with each other. But if she does, she should have the comfort to see that you are looking at, oh, something that's grilling, oh, something that's smoke and meat and sports and the Bible and God and fitness and health and stuff that is to build up yourself and your marriage, not to build it down. I mean, tear it down. Because you're supposed to protect each other's heart. I know the Lord holds your heart, but you're supposed to be mindful of how your actions affect your spouse. Being faithful is more than just not cheating. It's not placing yourself in positions to be able to fall short and cheat and be tempted and look. Like if you see a group of women at the beach and you know they're all in bikinis, as they get closer, you know you're not supposed to look over at them. Don't look over at them. I know when a man comes, I know I'm human. We're all human. We are attracted to physical. Don't get it twisted. Don't think only men are. Women are too. We see abs, we see pecs, we see arms, back, all of that. And it's just a conscious decision to say my spouse matters more than my want to be curious. My want to see who is that? Is her hair pretty? Is her hips big? Does she have a big butt? Does she have perky boobs? Does she have big boobs? Does she have flat abs? Does he have uh, pecs and arms and muscles? You know what I mean? And saying, I don't need to know. I don't need to see that. I don't have to. I care about keeping the peace in my family, keeping the peace in my home. Because the more you allow your eyes to see, the more they will remember. And it's like a habit. You are what you consume. So you're always looking, peeking. Then you get used to it. And it becomes a habit that you can't break. And it's harder the more and more you do it. So just stop now. And if you're already doing it, work on stopping doing it, because that's disrespectful. And you're not just disrespecting your wife, you're disrespecting the Lord and the covenant that you made between him to promise to cherish and love your wife or your husband and respect and love him like that he loves the church, for fellas. And you you submit to the Lord. Ladies, submit to your husband like you submit to the Lord. And love and cherish your wife like the Lord cherishes his church. All of us. And that's unconditional. It doesn't matter if she just yelled at you. If she goes and she starts being sick, what is up with this? You come and you go to her aid. I'm sorry, guys. What is this? You're coming with me this time. Y'all have that? My alarm don't go off like this. Sorry. But I am going to finish this. Okay. I'm wrapping it up. So then, Lord, flow again. Holy Spirit, flow. The Lord wants godly marriages to look better. He wants us to do better. He wants us to have a heart that's better. It's not just an act. He knows your heart. You can say, oh yeah, you can act like a good husband or wife in front of everybody and everybody praise you and say you're so great, but yet you torment your wife with the way you play games and manipulate her and make her feel jealous of people because you try to make it a competition instead of just loving her for who she is and leading by example to where she wants to follow you. It's the same way with women. A lot of times when you want your husband to listen more to you, praise you more, serve you more, you do it to him. You do it so much, you pour into him so much to where it just is like, wow, she's doing all this. I want to do this for her. To where when you do ask, and ladies, don't be afraid to ask. I know that was my problem, and I still struggle with that. I don't want to ask for things. I don't want to say, hey, babe, can you give me a massage? Because I don't want to hear no. Plain and simple. I just don't want to hear no. And that's our job, to really work hard to not give our spouse a no. There's going to be no's. But if it's something that you can do, you may be tired, you may be exhausted, you may have just came from a 12-hour shift. But if your pregnant wife, even if she's not pregnant, your wife asks you for a foot rub, you can do that. You're sitting down. Sit down. Just sit down and just rub her feet while you're watching your show or whatever you're doing. It's the serving that makes you guys stay active in your marriage. It keeps the love alive, keeps the love fiery and nice, because for one, my husband or wife cares for me so much that they go through all this all day and they still find the energy and they find the will to keep loving me like we did when we didn't have children, when we had all the time to love each other. I know it's never going to be the same, but he makes time for me. She makes time for me. She makes me feel respected in front of my family, in front of my friends, in front of everyone. Because even though she knows I'm wrong, I see it in her eyes, she won't say anything until we get home. And then she'll kindly, humbly come and address what she has a concern about. And the same for our man. Don't be talking down on your wife in front of people. Don't be ordering her around like she's a slave in front of your friends just to get points and feel prideful and egotistic. That's all you're getting, because you're losing love. She's losing love, and your job is to help keep the love alive. And you can't do that with saying, "Babe, go give me this, go give me that, go give me that." But yet, when you're alone, you're like, "Hey, can you give me this?" Or even if you're still the same, get gentle. That is one of the fruits of the Spirit: gentleness, kindness. That is one that I'm working on, because I want to be soft. I want everybody around to know the Lord is soft but powerful. His guidance is such a comfort that it makes you want to do it. Be that way with your spouse. Love them so much that they want to be good to you. They can't help but be good to you, to where when temptation comes, because it will, he'll say, my wife is way more important than that. And don't say it in a way of like, he should know. Yes, he should. But he's human, and the devil is a lie, and he will come to he'll steal and destroy your marriage. He'll send men to your way too. And your job is to not want to talk to them either. Not address them. I don't care if he got a car, if he got more money than your husband, and he can provide in your mind better than your husband. Don't even let those thoughts into your mind. Say, my husband's too much important. My God is too great. And our marriage is too good for this. You are not going to give me what my husband can give me. You're not going to give me what my wife can give me. And I'm telling you right now, I'm speaking from the Spirit. Hear me in the Spirit. No one, and I mean no one, is like your wife. No one is like your husband. And that is why the Lord brought you guys together. Because there may be somebody more sexy than them. There may be somebody have more money than them, but they don't have a heart after the Lord like them. And that's what's important. That's what is treasured in a precious gem, greater than rubies and diamonds and gold. Somebody who sees the Lord as worth committing and submitting to is somebody that you can stand by for the rest of your life, and they will stand by you. We're in a society where people will leave at a whim of not liking you, just getting tired of you, when that's not what God intended marriage to be. He intended it for forever, so that people can learn love does last forever. Love conquers all. It conquers everything. You can get through that in your marriage. if you guys both submit and surrender it all to the Lord and ask Him to fix it. Ask Him to fix it and be obedient to what He tells you to do. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I did, because I love my marriage and I love my Lord that much more, to where I would not break my covenant for anyone. And that's not a challenge, but it's a promise that I made the Lord. And remember the promise you made to the Lord back when you guys were so young and in love. It's still in you. That man is still in you. That woman is still in you. You're still the butterfly that makes him flutter in his stomach. And she is still that warm, comforting hug that hugs your heart when you felt heartless. Believe it, receive it, and continue to pursue each other daily. I love you, and the Lord loves you so much more.